Hi lovers, it's Cinda. Today I'm going to be discussing corset goals and what steps you can take to reach them. FYI, I'm not a doctor and you should get your doctor's consent before you start corset training or any new diet. Okay, let's jump into it. So setting weight loss goals with corsets based on ratios, health, and aesthetics. I recently came across a video on Lucy's Corsetry YouTube channel, which I'll of course link in my description, where she states that there are a few ratios that help you find a suitable, healthy, and aesthetically pleasing waist measurement. But I'm only going to focus on one method today, which is the hip to waist ratio or the waist to hip ratio. The reason I'm only going to be focusing on this one ratio is because I don't want to get too caught up in numbers, guys. Because I corset train for either weight loss or body maintenance. And two, at the end of the day, this is just for fun and aesthetics. I mean, maybe later on down the road, if I decide to get more technical, I'll delve into the golden ratio and other multi-dimensional ratios she discusses on her channel and website. And of course, I'll let you know all about that. But in the meantime, this is the only ratio that I'm going to be focusing on in this video. So the waist to hip ratio is where you multiply your hip circumference, or around the widest part of your hips, by 0.7. The number you get is your ideal waist in inches. So for instance, example 1, let's say you have 45-inch hips and a 38-inch waist, and you want to lose weight and use corsets as a tool in conjunction with diet and exercise. So your equation would be 45 times 0.7, which equals 31.5, or a 31.5 waist in inches. So according to the waist to hip ratio, it would be most aesthetically pleasing to reduce your waist by about 7 inches. That is, if you want to keep your 45-inch hip circumference. And you could definitely do that with waist training, with maybe even a 34 or 32-inch corset size. Okay, let's do example number 2. Let's give another example and say you have 35-inch hip circumference and your waist size is 27 inches. Again, according to the ratio, 35 times 0.7 equals 24.5, or a 24.5-inch waist. So to achieve more of an hourglass figure, you corset train to reduce your waist by about 3 to 4 inches, maybe with a 22 or a 24-inch corset size. Now lovers, remember, corsets usually reduce your waist by 4 to 6 inches. And the squishier your torso is, the easier it is for you to achieve that waist reduction. Just because the first example had more inches to lose does not necessarily mean that it'll be harder for that person. Perhaps the person in the second example has more muscle on their torso, and reducing their waist by 3 to 4 inches might be a little bit more challenging. But you won't know unless you try. So in my case, currently the widest part of my hips are approximately 43 inches, according to my body stats video, which I'll link in the description. So 43 times 0.7 equals 30.1. According to this ratio equation, my hip to waist ratio is pretty on par, because right now my waist is about 30 inches. And this makes sense because 1, I've been corset training for a decade, and 2, my body is naturally an hourglass frame or figure. However, my goal is to lose weight, meaning pounds. And remember, this video is about how to lose weight and use corsets as a tool to assist you with weight loss and body contouring. So my goal weight is 120 pounds. And I know how to get back down to that. Less calories in, more calories out, equal calorie deficit, equal weight loss. Easy. This weight is suitable and healthy for my height and age. I'm 5'2", or 62 inches, and 30 years old. When I was 120 pounds, which was this time last year, my natural waist was 28 inches, and my hips were about 40 inches in circumference, which again is the ideal waist to hip ratio because of corset training, guys. Duh. And because 40 times 0.7 equals 28. And yes, I used corset training, diet, and exercise to obtain that natural 28-inch waist. I was able to close about 98% of my pink 22-inch underbust corset, giving me almost a 6-inch reduction and helping to maintain my 28-inch natural waist. But then I decided to say screw everything. I stopped dieting, exercising, and corset training. And now here we are again, trying to reach those goals. But you know what? That's okay. And I may get comments that be like, you're literally trying to reach the same goals you were last year. Why did you lose weight? Why did you stop doing what you knew you were supposed to be doing? But I feel like I had to go through that whole experience of like being at my goal weight and then gaining weight and now trying to get back down to that same goal weight, just so I could share this story and journey with you all, because hopefully it helps at least one person. Okay, so you figured out your goal weight according to your height, age, and of course what your doctor recommends. And you did the equation for your waist to hip ratio. Perfect. You know your goal numbers. Now we need to figure out how to stick to our plans, right? Here's some ideas for you to think about and hopefully incorporate into your weight loss plan. So here are a few of the things that I'm gonna incorporate into my plan. So number 1, walking. I wanna reduce my hip circumference to 40 inches. So I think I'm gonna start walking every day for at least 30 to 60 minutes. Number 2, weight lift. I of course wanna lose inches around the rest of my body. So like my arms, my back, my thighs. So I'm gonna be working out with weights, doing cardio and other sorts of exercises. And number 3 is calorie counting. Now to reduce my weight, I need to stick to a meal plan that I actually enjoy, but that also gives my body the nutrients it needs, which will be in the next video, so stay tuned for that. And I need to eat the amount of calories my body needs to lose weight, aka I need to go back to my calorie counting. You know, I have like a love-hate relationship with calorie counting. Sometimes I love it because it lets me know exactly where I'm at. And then there are other times when I get so consumed by the numbers, I literally think I'm gonna go crazy just by counting my calories. In part 1 of the corset diet, I made a whole video on how to figure out how many calories your body needs with like a certain equation I found online. But long story short, the equation is your goal weight times 12 equals your calorie intake. And number 4, corsets and my waist. So to reduce my natural waist back down to 28 inches and close my 22-inch underbust corset, I need to stick to a plan that is suitable for my lifestyle. So in Lucy's video, she mentions like a few corset schedules. So I suggest if you're trying to lose weight with your corset, that you follow one of these corset schedules and figure out which of these schedules will be right for you and your lifestyle. So the first one is you wear it all day and then you take it off at night. So wear it sunrise to sunset. Number 2, leave it off during the day. So maybe you do not wear it while you're at work or school. And then you wear it in the evening and while you're sleeping. And then the third one is you wear it for a few hours a day and then you increase the hours as you're able to. So maybe you wear your corset for 3 hours Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then that's easy for you. So then Thursday, you wear it for 4 to 6 hours. And then the fourth way to wear your corset, like a corset schedule, is with maybe you do like a 1 to 2 inch reduction for those 3 hours, and like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 hours a day. And then on Thursday, you wear your corset for those 4 to 6 hours, right? So you tighten it up maybe 2 to 2.5 or even 3 inches reduction. And on that day, just be more mindful of your body and how you're feeling, because you're doing something new to your body. So it's probably like, hey, wait a second, we're not used to what you're doing. So, just be patient with yourself, especially on those days where you are tightening up your corset. Now, usually I'll wear my corset for say 8 hours a day for 3 days pretty comfortably. Then on the 4th day, I tighten up my corset more so than how it was those past 3 days. And then I'll wear it like that for the 8 hours. And then I'll just continue that until I tighten it up some more again and again. And then, there are days where I will tight lace majority of the day. So that's where I wear my corset as tight as possible. And those days where I have literally nothing going on. So it's easy for me. No chores, no nothing. And guys, remember, these are just specific corset schedules that she listed out. But honestly, you create your own corset schedule. If you want to wear your corset for, say, 2 hours and then take it off for 1, and then put it on for 3, and then take it off for 2, or so on and so forth, by all means, it's your corset, it's your body, it's your schedule. And there is no one right corset schedule. And here I am about to state the obvious when I say the more you wear your corset, the easier it'll get and the faster you'll see results. Let me know in the comments what your corset schedule is. So yeah, that's pretty much how to set weight loss goals using a corset and how to stick to them. Obviously, it's up to you to stick to your goals. And I know it takes lots of discipline and persistence, and some days you probably feel like burning your corset. I know I do. But just be patient with yourself. Maybe you write down your goals and stick them on the wall so you can see them all the time, or even put them on the fridge or your phone background screen. And I know when, not if, you reach your goals, you'll be so proud of yourself. You might even want to set new goals. I know I definitely am already thinking about my next goals once I get back down to my current goals. Okay, let's just do this just for fun. So I've written down some new goals once I reach my current goals. I know I'm jumping ahead, but that's okay. So let's say I reached my goals and I'm back down to my goals from last year. So 120 pounds, 28-inch natural waist, 40-inch hips, and I'm able to close my 22-inch underbust corset. I think my next couple of goals may be to stay at 120 pounds because I prefer a soft body versus rock hard abs. And so maybe I'll want to get down to either a 20-inch or 18-inch corset, depending on the squishiness of my torso, of course, and reduce my hips by 38 inches. And if we do the ratio equation with 38-inch hips, a ratio-based waist size would be, so 38 times 0.7 equals 26.6. So depending on my torso squishiness, a 20-inch corset would suffice when using a corset as a weight loss tool, but we'll see. I need to focus on my current goals first. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I love you all till the end. Ciao!